Hello and welcome to the Church of Awesome. This is our temple. I'm just kidding. All right. I actually call one of my pages the Church of Awesome. Obviously, it's a joke. It's supposed to be funny, but we do some church here, okay? So I'm going to bring up subject. So I forgot the word for it. It's something they say in church. But there's two kinds of people that read the Bible. There's the right brain people, and they see the bigger picture. And then there's the extreme left brain, finite, looking at a microscope, a tiny tube. Now here's my point. There was a guy in church. It was at the time I was associate pastor of this church, and he had his doctorate degree in biblical studies, and he's very egotistically proud of that. I'm better than all of you. Well, that's the left brain thinking. Okay, here's what I mean. The left brain, the logical processor, is about hierarchy. Who's better than who? It's the either-or mentality. It's either I'm better than you or you better than me, and I can't let you be better than me, so I got to beat you down. And this is an extreme narcissism, especially when they go very left brain and they're not open to the right brain, so there's no flow going on, okay? You've got to be able to open to left and right. There's got to be balance. So when you have most people in left brain, they literally close the door, okay? And there's no connection to the right brain. The goal is to open up to your right brain and actually to enter the right brain and process from the right brain. And then be able to shift left to right. That's really what this is all about. So the serpent, narcissists get you stuck in the left brain and they close the door. They lock it, they padlock it, they triple lock it, and they don't want to let you out. These people love to, these were the slave masters. If they could do it again today, in fact, they do. They'll do it if we let them, okay? Because it's the way they view the world. It's either you're the slave or I'm the slave. Either I'm on top or you're on top. And I can't let you be on top, so I got to beat you down. Very narcissistic. They can't understand that we can lift each other up. Those are the people in the bucket that are pulling, the crabs in the bucket that are pulling you back down. The minute you get your arm over, you're almost out of the crab bucket. Because once you get out, now you can reach down to them and you can pull them out. They don't see it that way. No, you're higher than me. I got to bring you back down. Yeah, I feel good about myself. Now we're both stuck in this damn bucket. We can't get out. All right? So here's the thing. Let's go to the story. There is, I wish I could remember the word. There's the letter of the law people, and then there's the people that can see the bigger picture. And there's another word for that, and I don't remember it. But it's basically, in fact, a woman just said this to me the other day on Facebook. So here I'll tell the story and we'll wrap it. Maybe the letter will come up, or the phrase will come up. So there was this guy, and he wasn't a pastor, he wasn't a minister, he was just attended church for years and years. He's an older guy, probably in his 50s, mid-50s back then, maybe a little bit older. And he would always argue and disagree with Pastor Rex, no matter what verse Pastor Rex was talking about. And after a while, I go, what's this guy's deal? I was like, well, Michael, he's got a very narrow focus. You ever heard the phrase narrow-minded? Oh, this guy was narrow. But what does that mean, narrow? It means your pupils are small. I know I'm repeating this, but I'm going to add one more. But they only come to right about here, right about here. These are the people that kind of talk like this, and he had his squinty eyes and his face, and he was always doing this, like his body, instead of being open, which is very right brain, open body language, he was very shrunken in and lean, like he was kind of cowering down. Now, he was about 6'1", I think, or at least 6 foot, kind of a big dude, but older. Now, here's my point. When you're in your far left brain, you're looking down a very narrow tube, like a straw. And when you're looking at one thing, you can only see that one thing. You don't see any connections at all, right? Now, I got to watch this. You're going to love this story, promise. Okay. No connections. All right. So in my course, Cracked Female Code, I teach men how to be more self-aware and more open. Because here's what a lot of men do. This is one example. It's embarrassing, but it's true. Ladies, I think you're all going to laugh. Even guys, I think you're all going to laugh. So I'll get these guys and, we'll go out to a coffee shop and they'll look at a woman, they'll look at a boob, they'll look at a woman. And they're see, when a man is attracted to a woman, remember, the mating system is in the reptilian brain. That's the lizard brain, the fight or flight brain, the instinctual brain. And so what it is the mating system is right next to our fight or flight system. So we go into into hunter mode, like we're looking down a scope with a crosshairs on it, like a cross, right? We're aiming, and we look at that boob, and we go hyper focused. And here's the funny part: men believe, well, since I'm looking down here, okay, since I'm looking down this tube, I see when we're looking down a tube at a woman's, I'm just gonna say it, forgive me, at a woman's breast, at her nipple, we're so narrow focused that we can only see in here. And since I can't see that you can see me looking at her boob, I don't think that you know that I'm looking at the boob. I cannot tell you over the decades how many times a guy will look at a woman's breast, look down that tube, but because he can't see that she can see him, he believes that he's not. And a woman will go, hello, I'm up here, hello, hello. And he'll go, huh? And he's still there. He's doing this. Yeah, and he'll look at her boob. I'm not looking at your boob. What are you talking about? And so, oh my God. But when I teach men to open up like this, they're like, oh my God, you can fucking see me looking at your boob. Yes, we can. Okay. So now watch this. This is all about making the connection. Here's what I mean. Let's say you've got you build a puzzle with like 800 pieces or 600 pieces or even 1,000 pieces. So when you're very left brain, you can only see one piece of the puzzle at a time. Now this older guy with his doctorate degree in biblical studies, they would always argue, and that's what people like that do. They always argue because they can't see how the pieces are connected. They can only see one piece at a time. So let's say Pastor Rex was talking about this verse in the book of Genesis. Well, he would always counter and say, yeah, but in the book of Daniel or in the book of Revelation, it says the opposite of that, right?
So these are the people who literally cannot make connections, so they can't see the bigger picture. And even when they say A, let's say on Monday, they'll come back Tuesday and they'll counter and say that A is wrong. You're like, wait, are you arguing with yourself? They're like, what? They literally can't put the pieces together. These people's minds literally divide and separate everything. That part of the brain does not like to connect things at all. So they literally can't make the connection.
So then the next week he'd come in, and let's say Pastor Rex was reading something over here, and then he would counter with this argument, which he was arguing with this verse over here in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelations, right? And I remember looking at him, I literally said, I go, wait a minute, but just last week you totally disagreed with this and used the book of Daniel and the book of that, the two different verses over there. And he went, now here's what they can do. They can go, remember, they can't see perfectly at all. He went, They those people literally get confused by not only the Bible, but anything, because they can't make the connection. That's why they need to do these exercises to open up, which again is what I teach men, and I condition it into them in my book, Crack the Female Code course. Guys, when women can see that you can see the bigger picture and connect the pieces of the puzzle and see the bigger picture, it triggers their mating system. It makes them want to be with you physically and sexually. I'm serious, okay?
One of the exercises that you can do is you can actually start buying puzzles, say, I don't know, a 200-piece puzzle, and then put it together 2, 3, 4 times, and then go buy a 300-piece puzzle and put that together 3 times. And then a 400-piece, 500-piece, up to 600 pieces or, whatever. This will literally teach your brain how to expand and how to connect the pieces in conversation and just in general. Now, here's the funny part about people, I would say guys mostly, who can't connect the pieces, is when they realize that, oh, shit, I did say that yesterday, huh? Because these people are so divided within themselves, they could say something one moment and literally 30 minutes later say the complete opposite, and they don't remember it. And when you point that out, they're like, oh shit, I did, huh? And they'll try to bullshit their way out of it. Well, here's the deal. Everyone in the room who can see the bigger picture and connects to pieces, they can clearly see that you can't, and it doesn't make you look smart. That's a nice way of saying it, okay? And trying to bullshit your way out of it, actually, it just makes you look even worse.
Okay. So here's the deal. And I know ladies right now, you're giggling, laughing. Oh, that's true. All right. So, it had to do with the self-awareness part. Oh, I can't remember it. Oh, it doesn't matter. So here's the point. These are the people that everything, it could be anything. They don't see how the pieces connect, and thus they can't see the bigger picture. In the law, in the court system, there's a superseding rule that says the intention of the law, and that's the bigger picture right brain. If you get stuck in your left brain, the intention goes right out the window. It suddenly becomes this, well, I'm just going to do it because the rule says I can do it. But that's not the intention of the law. The law does not make rules so you can hurt people, steal from people, take advantage of people. It's all about the intention of the law. So a judge will supersede that and say, no. That was not the intention of the law so you can take advantage of people, hurt people. Well, that's where narcissists is. They have no bigger picture connection. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that in there to help you understand, Michael, why is it that some people always argue? Or why is it that people will argue, argue the biblical verses against each other? Here's why. Because they're not connecting the verses together, just like pieces of a puzzle. If you don't connect the pieces of the puzzle together, you'll never see what the picture is. When you read the Bible and connect the pieces of each verse together, the Bible paints a picture. And it's a big word called love. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. If you want to hear more about that, there's an actual thing that I describe and explain in my course, Cracked Female Code, about how, but in the Old Testament, it was trying to help you to understand that this is not good. And it all leads to love. I promise you that. God bless you guys. See you in the next video. Click subscribe, click like. Talk to you soon. Bye.